I do not know who needs to hear this, but please listen to me. The only people incapable of distinguishing fiction from reality are prepubescent children and crazy people. If pixels and drawings make you feel insecure, go outside, get some friends, or get therapy, or all of the above. Your comfort characters are not real, they don't belong to you, and you do not get to dictate how they are drawn and depicted by other strangers on the internet. If a certain piece of fan art of a character you happen to like from a piece of media you happen to like bothers you, you have the option to block that person, mute that person, delete the app that would allow you to view this depiction of this character you like, or just log off the internet and once again go outside, get therapy, get friends. Okay? What's that one more thing? Oh, yeah, because I don't know why this needs to be said, apparently, but apparently in the year 2024, this needs to be said. An author, artist, creator, whoever, who comes up with a really messed up story with dark concepts, horrible, different, the kinds of things. Uh, I'll name the myriad of crimes, but I'm trying not to get banned on whatever website that this video goes on to. An author creating incredibly messed up stuff or using that stuff in their stories or their art is not some kind of indictment on their character. It does not make you are not a serial killer if you write about murder. You are not a rapist if you depict sexual assault. You are not a pedophile if you write about such. That you are not any of these things by depicting them in a fictional story because you happen to have a purpose that you are using it for. Even if the purpose is just for shock value, it's still a purpose. And once again, if that disturbs you, here's what you do. You switch it off. You put the book down, you close the app, you click on something else, you leave the venue, you leave the movie theater, you leave whatever, you remove yourself from that situation if you are uncomfortable with whatever is being depicted on screen. Okay? And because this ultimately comes back to the violence in video games, I was talking about various other things, but the violence in video games things comes up from time to time. If somebody plays a violent video game or watches a violent movie, that's another one. That was a big thing when the slasher films were really hot, and even in recent years. Somebody watches or engages in violent media, and then they go out into the world and they go and they do damage, they kill somebody or torture somebody. That is not an indictment on the creators of that media. That is an indictment on the individual who went out and committed the heinous crime. It is also an indictment on whoever was in that person's life, either in the moment or as they were growing up, especially if it's a child who goes to their school and shoots the school. There was always something that was underlying, and that everybody in that person's life, whether it was their parents, their teachers, their friends, if they had any, their community, the law, the local law enforcement, the local government, whoever was in this person's life who should have known or should have been made aware that there was something seriously wrong with this person before they went out and committed the heinous crime. There are so many steps you take before you start blaming video games and other pieces of media for why somebody engages in something horrible. I don't know why this keeps needing to be said or why this needs to be understood, because there are millions of people who watch and read and play these different pieces of media who aren't going out there committing crimes, doing the worst possible things to their fellow man. Fiction allows us to escape, allows us to create worlds, allows us to imagine the impossible. That's all it's for. And sometimes the impossible is the worst things that a human being or a non-human being can do to somebody else. It's that simple. If something makes you uncomfortable, if something bothers you, if you don't want something to be consumed by your children, be a damn parent. First and foremost, and especially about the parents who complain about media that affects their kids. Be a damn parent. Be present in your child's life. Be present in your child's life. Okay, be present in your child's life. That's what my parents did. They didn't want me to watch something. They didn't let me watch it, or they would supervise my viewing so that I could watch their reactions. I could react accordingly to the way they were doing it. It's that easy. It's that easy. We live in an age where people refuse to take accountability for themselves and for their own actions and for their, take accountability for yourself, all right? Don't put all of your issues on somebody else. That's really what this is all about, okay? Whether it's politicians trying to skirt responsibility for not doing something before about school shootings or whatever other issues are in their communities or in their countries, or teachers and parents trying to say, oh, they were not intervening with the media that they consumed, or the individuals themselves who were watching and engaging with stuff they shouldn't be watching or engaging with stuff because they have one thing or another reason why they should not be doing that, or they're hanging out with people they shouldn't be hanging out with who are giving them access to this stuff. All of these different things. All right, and oh yeah, and by the way, you have this is for a certain group of people. If you are particularly passionate about about the crime of children being taken advantage of in the worst way possible, I guarantee that your energies would be spent better on those children, those real children, and not drawings. Not two-dimensional drawings that you find in picture books, in the funny Japanese picture books, or on Twitter or wherever else, because Twitter actually had an actual child exploitation problem. Focus on that. Please. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.